Alright, we're here. We made it. All the way to our ryokan in Hakone. Okay. Bathroom. Tiny. Look at this little baby door. Sasuke Warashi, look at this little baby door. Hold on here. Get a picture of me inside me that baby door. This is so Meiji, right? She was telling us earlier. It's a Meiji Juroku. I wasn't sure what like the sort of equation for regular folk. Not regular. I shouldn't say regular, but But anyway, 140 years ago. So. So here you go. Here's the little baby door. Japanese people were small back in the day, man. And then, of course, here I am, getting out of the bathroom. Exciting. This is great, though. I love it. I love it. This is exactly what you want when you go to a ryokan in the mountains in Japan. You don't want to go to some boring-ass Western-style hotel that's kitschy and cliche and stupid and boring. You can go to that anywhere. When you get to do this, and look, we have our own private personal bath. Let's see if you get any home. This is rare. This doesn't happen very often. That you get your own onsen, your own rotemburo. Rotemburo is the word you use in Japanese to talk about a bath that is outside. Not only is this a rotemburo, it's also a kashikiriburo, which means it's like a private bath. So it's our bath. We're the only ones that get to use this. And the water that's going in there is natural hot spring water. So if you get close enough and you smell it, it'll smell like sulfur. And if I stand up and I look out here, I can see the mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect. It's fantastic. It's what you want. Later, we'll do a little special, and I'll tell you how to take a bath in an onsen. I'll teach you how. We'll walk you through the steps. Because there's a specific way you're supposed to kind of clean off and certain things that you should do, certain things you shouldn't do when you are taking a bath in Japan. So we'll go over that later tonight. It is wet out here. Your socks are wet now. Okay, so the time has come. We're going to talk about how you take a bath in Japan. So follow me. Now, this is kind of a miniature version of what you would normally see if you come into a Sentou, a public bath in the city, or an onsen, a larger sort of bathing area or a hot spring area out in the countryside where we're at. So this is like a miniature version of that. So when you come on this way, when you go to a Sentou, onsen, whatever, you're going to see something like this. Okay, you're going to have a little spigot here. You're going to have a little bucket. You're going to have this little baby stool. Okay. Now you want to make sure that when you're done bathing, when you're done cleaning yourself, you leave it the way you found it. So just like this, okay? This is the correct way to leave your washing station once you're finished washing, okay? Now, you're also gonna have a little shower head, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm in a towel, okay? When you go bathing in Japan though, public bathing, you're not gonna be in a towel. You don't wear a swimsuit, you're completely naked, alright? It's not a big deal. Being naked at the bath is normal in Japan, nothing to be ashamed about. Pretty normal. So, anyway, look at this little baby guy, this little tiny baby guy. What you do is, you're gonna sit down. Oh my god, it's so small. Okay, you're gonna sit down. Okay, and the traditional way to do this is you fill up your bucket with hot water. So this is set. If I go up, shower, that's a little chilly. And if you go down, you get your sweetness. Now, this water hasn't been turned on in a while, so it's frigid right now. But it's heating up. to 40 degrees Celsius, which is usually the common temperature in most Sentou and Onsen. I don't know what the conversion to Fahrenheit right now is, but what's also really cool is when you're using natural water or Onsen water, it's cloudy a lot of the time. And that's the minerals in the water coming out. So that's kind of neat. Now, you start by generally getting yourself nice and wet, and when you wash, obviously, like you would wash normally, you start at the top and you work your way down. Now, if you're in a larger onsen or in a larger public bath, there's going to be people sitting next to you on either side, and probably people sitting behind you at one of these stations like this washing themselves. So be careful. Don't like throw water everywhere. You don't want to get the people next to you. So, you know, nice and easy. Get yourself a little bit, you know, get yourself wet. Okay, that was the wrong one. And you can, you know, pour over your head. Get yourself a little there, you know. Now, the thing is, I'm showing you kind of the old school way with the bucket, because you may go to someplace way out in the boonies somewhere that doesn't have a little shower. Although most onsen and Sentou do have this shower spigot, so we can bypass this guy and we can just use the shower if we want to start getting ourselves and rinsing ourselves off. Now once we're nice and wet, right, ready to go, we're ready to wash. We're not done. We don't just get wet and then get in the pool. This station is for getting clean. We wash ourselves entirely. Hair, face, chest, back, ass, legs, everything. Soap up, rinse off. Once you're done with that, we're going to pretend I did all that just now. Soap and shampoo and everything's here, everything you need. Once you're done with that, you're going to clean off your station, just like this, after you've used it, for the next person. Return your shower head. Clean out your bucket. Return it just the way you found it. And you're going to go head off to the bath. Again, you will not be wearing a towel like this. You'll be naked. You might have a small little towel, like a little washcloth sized towel called a vanity towel, that you can hold in front of your wedding vegetables, you know, if you're a little shy. But, you know, I just say let it hang out, you know. It's not a big deal. Everybody does. It's fine. And then you go and you jump in to the bath. Now, a couple of things about taking a bath in Japan you don't want to do. First, that little towel that they give you, do not put it in the water. That's a no-no. You don't put it in the water. All right? That's no-no number one. No-no number two is you do not dunk your head under into the water either. The bath is for soaking. It's not for swimming. It's not for snorkeling. It's not for scuba diving. It's not for having hold your breath competitions. It's for sitting quietly in and soaking. Yeah, so that's no-no number two. No head, face, hair in the water. Also, don't touch your face a lot. Don't touch your hair a lot, and then put your hands back in the water. All your sweat's up here. It's not very hygienic. Don't do it. Don't blow your nose. You know, don't do any of that kind of stuff. Don't drink the water, obviously, right? What do you do with your towel then, right? Well, you can fold it up and put it on your head. That's kind of old school. Don't do that. Or you can place it off to the side, around the outside of the bath, or you can place it on top of where the water is coming out. Don't put it on the railing, and then people use that to get in and out of the tub. But when you're done bathing in a Japanese bath, all right, it's always a good idea to head back to your station real quick and just rinse off. You probably sweat a little bit, so just rinse off real quick so you're nice and clean. And then before you leave the bathing area to go back into the changing room area, use your small little washcloth to dry yourself a little bit so you don't go in soaking wet. You can wring it out, dry yourself a bit, wring it out, dry yourself a little bit, wring it out, dry yourself a bit. Once you've dried off a bit, or at least to a rather somewhat acceptable standard, so you're not, you know, completely dripping wet, then you can head back in and change. That is how you take a bath at a Sentou or an Onsen in Japan. They are separated by gender. Gender is a tricky thing in the States and some of the Western world, not so much in Japan. Generally, and I could be wrong here, but generally it has to do with the sort of bits that you have attached to you at the time. That's generally what will determine which bath you go into. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, don't run around in the bath. Don't splash around in the bath. And no food or drink in the bath either. And don't be surprised if a woman comes in to clean. Even if she comes into the male bath, that's normal. She's not worried about you, don't worry about her. So that's how you take a bath in Japan. Pretty simple and straightforward. Hope that helps if you find yourself here wanting to experience onsen or sento. So now I'm going to jump into our little kashikiri, little tenburo, and hang out for a bit, and then go get some dinner. We'll see you then.